Cellos, Miss Ferrado here. Today we're going to be doing a practice track for you for Undercurrents by Sean O'Loughlin. This piece isn't really that hard. As long as you know the notes on your G and C strings and you're comfortable with those because you play them a lot, you're going to be okay. You have a lot of longer notes, so you don't have all the crazy rhythms that the rest of the orchestra has most of the time, and I think a lot of it actually kind of repeats itself a lot. Like maybe the rhythms aren't repeating themselves, but the actual notes, there's a pattern, and the more you play this, you'll be like, oh, this note comes next. You can kind of tell. However, given that, even though you don't have the rhythm complexity that the rest of the orchestra has, you really need to make sure that your notes are getting in tune. Luckily, you don't have any extensions or anything. They're pretty straightforward notes, but just make sure they're coming in on time, you're doing the dynamics, and they're going to be very in tune. The only two little spots which are very similar to each other is 25 to 33. You do need to count your rests because it's very easy to come on the wrong time with your eighth notes. And the same thing is 73 to 77. It's a similar thing. You just need to make sure you're counting your rests because they can be at funny times. In this particular piece, you have two different tempos going on. So when I make this recording for you, you're going to see two different cuts in the music. The first one is going to be at 44 because your tempo changes from 132 beats per minute to 120 beats per minute. So you'll see a cut there. And then you're going to see another cut at 56 because you go back to 132 beats per minute. The only thing tempo-wise that I am not going to be doing that is written in your music is at measure 55, there's a retard. Normally, yes, take the retard, but I also kind of feel like that's a situation where you need a conductor because every conductor is going to be different. Something that might be good for you to do on your own then is in that retard section in 55, practice looking up. So obviously, like, here I am playing in a room by myself and there's no conductor here and there's no orchestra, but I can still train myself to look above the stand, you know, when you do play this with an orchestra. That's still good training. Other than that, there's those two tempos, 132 and 120 beats per minute. If you don't have a metronome at home, go onto Google, type in online metronome, adjust the slidey bar. It's either 132 or 120 depending on the section that you're practicing. And that's all. So let's go ahead and get started, cellos. 1, 2, ready, play. Cellos, I hope this helped you. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.